Alrighty, so today's video, kind of similar to the second video I made about Nike being lazy, ironically enough. I'm making a video of what they should like what they should retro. So my parameters for like deciding on what I believe they should retro is kind of, has it retroed in its original form before? If so, how long? And if not, that automatically puts it in contention to get a retro, because if something hasn't retroed since it had originally released, majority of the times it is either really old or really new, no in between. So a lot of these shoes are going to be from 2000s or even like certain ones in the 2010s and those eras and stuff. One of them is from 1999, and that one's just has never gotten a proper retro. So, without further ado, the first shoe I want to start off with is the Jordan 4 Mist Blue. Now, every other pair from this pack, the Tor Yellows, the Black Cats, the Thunders, and Tor Yellows, Black Cats, Thunders, and the Lightnings have all gotten their recent retros, and one of them just got announced for 2026. The Tor Yellows are coming out for 2026. This is the last one, and me for my personal collection, I'm holding off buying another pair because I've had three. I've had three of these because I know that once I get a pair, that this one shoe will be announced to get a retro. It's happened too many times, and I've stopped chalking it up to, oh, bad timing, because it has happened like five or so times, and it's kind of just like, okay, let me stop buying the old shoes unless I really want that shoe, and I'll get into that. But yeah, first shoe, Jordan 4 Mists, probably one of the most underrated Jordan 4 colorways ever. They look super good on feet. They're very, very minimal besides like that blue outsole. And when you get a good condition pair, like right now, these look amazing. They don't age the best from like the blue standpoint. It kind of turns into like this teal right here. It kind of just gets green, but I think it still looks good. But we could definitely use an updated version with the updated shape because this shape looks terrible. So updated shape of this with the original retro shape. These probably wouldn't sell out instantly, but you probably have to work for them to get them for retail. Hopefully they don't charge 225, but knowing Jordan brand, they probably will. The next shoe, this one's pretty, I'm not gonna say niche because a lot of people have been asking for this shoe to retro with the Nike Air on the back, because every single retro that we've seen has not had the Nike Air ever since 1991. This is the only pair with the Nike Air on the back. We've gotten every other we've gotten every other original Jordan 6 colorway with Nike Air. We've had the black infrareds, the white infrareds just got announced for 2026, and the maroon sixes got their Nike Air Retro in 2015, and then the I think that's all of them actually. There's only four. Yeah. White infrareds, black infrareds, maroons, and then this being five. So yeah, these need to come. These need to retro. This is literally the last pair that needs to drop with a Nike Air on the back, and then you can have the whole complete set, because it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all with the Jumpman on the back, because it just looks off. Especially knowing that every other pair has the Nike Air variant now, and it's pretty recent. I guess you could say that you can also retro the Maroon Sixes, because those weren't out since 2015. But like, I just think the Sport Blues have more priority compared to these. These look really good. I'm thinking about getting a personal pair of these, but you know, if these retro before that, I'm gonna take these over the maroons. But yeah, Jordan 6 Sport Blue or No, because the motorsports are a different shoe. Yeah, sport blues. Would love this to retro. Would it sell out? Most likely, 100%. Like I would think so. This next shoe has never seen a retro, ironically enough. Now this would look similar. I've had this shoe. It's pretty cool, but it's not the same. This is the low top. The low top has never gotten a retro, and this is originally from 1999, and this is due due for a retro, like very, because I feel like a lot of 14s, a lot of Jordan 14s are due for their retros because number one, 14s don't get a lot of love, even though like they're one of the most comfortable shoes and they definitely look really good on feet. Like you pair these with the right pants, like some sweats, some a little bit. I'm not saying like baggy pants, but like something a little bit baggier with these, you're gonna be cooking with that. But it's just a shoe that they haven't really like thought like, hey, we should probably retro these, which is kind of weird considering they've dropped a bunch of high top versions of the original colorways that were originally like lows, like the chutneys, which kind of just for lack of it definitely annoys me because it's just like, well, you were so close to making the original retros and you just said no, we're not going to give them that. And as a result, they didn't sell out. They're on sale. So hopefully they give us the low top version and not the high top version as a retro because this is the original, not this. As much as this looks good, this would be so much better because there's not that many low top Jordan 14s. The next pair, I quite literally just bought a pair today to restore, and I'm super excited. Now, obviously, these look extremely similar to the original Fire Red 4s. Let me just give you a nice little side by side of of these versus the Mars Black ones. So these are the Fire Reds. These are the Mars Black ones. Now, why in the world would they retro these? Number one, this emblem right here. This is a pretty cool. This is a pretty cool. This was a pretty cool era for the Spike Lee and Jordan retros. And I think that if they were to retro these, this would be sick. And this is pretty similar to a friends and family pair, if I can find it. There might not even be images. There you go. Of the motorsports that we got in 2017. So they were originally based off of this shoe, which is something crazy to think about because these shoes right here are so rare, and all you have to do is take the emblem off and release it as a general release, which I do like. I think that's a great idea, but I would prefer if we got the original pair. Yeah, we do have fire reds. You know, this is another shoe I'll get into. It's on the list, but we do have fire reds. It feels like, oh yeah, you're gonna just be dropping the same shoe, but like older collectors will appreciate this shoe because it's like, damn, I can't believe they're really retroing this shoe, but I'm pretty sure they would be for it because of how unwearable the old pair is unless you do so much work to it. And I think this would be like a great throw in between like the original Fire Reds, like they retroed in 2020. So having these released in like 2026 or 2027, I think that would be a great like filler, like a great filler version of the shoe. And overall, this is just a nice shoe. If you don't want to pay for the Fire Reds and these are coming out, these would turn more heads because of this emblem. Like the Spike, I can't get over like the Spike Lee Jordans, that era in the 2000s where a bunch of Jordans were based off of his movies, like Do the Right Thing. Like these shoes are something special. But I don't think this is kind of just like a pipe dream to see if they'll actually retro these. You know, the next shoe, I've had these twice. Um, both of the 2015 pairs. But would people buy these like this? Probably not. They'll probably do a little bit of modification. They might make these like they might keep this leather, this leather. They might add a Nike Air on the back, even though I don't think they should. But if they want to retro the Columbia Jordan 4s, like this one-to-one to the original pair, I'm down for it. It's a really nice colorway. Like especially when they first came out, they came with the tracksuits. They came with a tracksuit, this same navy blue, and it was velvet. I have the pants, and I don't know where like the sweater was, where the sweater is for me, but these are awesome. Definitely an underrated pair. They're not an OG colorway, but they're very close because these originally came out in 1999 with these Jordan 4s. These came out in 1999 with the Black Oreo 4s, which they're cool. Are they better? No. Like these are really cool. I like them. Same thing with the white Oreos. They're just not the same. That Columbia, that navy blue, just it's 10. I just think it's so much better. Like it's so much more wearable. And they Jordan Brand should definitely retro these compared to like if I had to have like a priority list, it would go like so far it would go like this. The sixes, the Miss Blues, the Columbias, the not the Fire Reds, the Mars, the Mars fours. The 14s would be, I guess the 14s would be right here between the next shoe, but then it would be these. The Jordan 3 Harbor Blues. I have a feeling a lot of people don't know these exist. And like, it's not even like, oh, I know something niche. No, it's just they straight up was like, eh, we're gonna drop these for women. Not really talk about them. Never gonna see a retro of them. I think they really should retro them because they're very, very nice for summer. Such a, I would say it's kind of a unique color blocking compared to what we normally get because yeah, it's very close to an all white, but it's just this blue that really helps it like come together. And the pictures might be like showing a blue tint in like the elephant print, but like if this like I've never seen like these in person, but if this elephant print is blue tinted, that makes it even better. It's just something that we don't really get often. And if they want to retro them, I hope they would make them a men's and women's release, but knowing Jordan Brand, they will make it women's only, and then they won't do extended sizing, which of course is very annoying, considering that this shoe has been like this was in 2007 when these came out, so it's about to be over 20 years. So if they want to drop it in 2027, that's cool. 2028, that's cool. 2029, kind of dragging it, you know. But eventually they'll get to it. They'll get Jordan Brand is gonna get to a point where they're gonna be like, we're running out of shoes to retro, and nobody's buying our original colorways now. So we're gonna have to go into like the 2000s to get a bunch of like our decent looking colorways. Like this is very nice to me at least. It could be very plain to other people, but I think this would be a nice thing to you walk into Foot Locker, be like, huh, I'm looking for a pair of shoes, like back to school. This is sitting on the shelf. I feel like a lot of people would buy these. Like a lot of women, especially because it's a woman release, a lot of women would buy this. So definitely would like. It's not high on my priority list, but it's in the top five. I would say it's in the top five over the 14s. Now these, I have a feeling these might retro soon. They had their opportunity to retro them in like 2022 when Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns were doing really well before they collapsed, and decided to blow up their whole team. But then again, right now I'm not really a basketball channel. I would love to talk about basketball a lot, but I'm always just focused on the shoe. I think this would be a great colorway to retro, a nice winter retro, because I hope you wouldn't wear eights in the summer. That's kind of scaring me if you do that. But this shoe right here, a nice little retro for the winter before the NBA season starts, so people can rep their team, the Phoenix Suns, as their team with these on. Yeah, that would be nice. Now, would they do it? I could see. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it in like the next 3 years. 2020, 2028, 2028 would could be the year that these get the retro, and I wouldn't mind it. I think it would be a solid release. I don't think it would sell out, but I think whoever buys it would appreciate it. Now, personally, these would be my number one priority. Personally, these would be the number one priority. But if we're talking like how likely it is, all the way at the bottom, all the way at the bottom. The laser series of shoes, but I guess we could put it like unbiased, like as biased because it's my list. I'll put them right here for. I'll definitely put them right here. These two shoes right here, the black lasers and the white lasers, are some of the nicest Jordan 4s they've ever released. I saw both of them in person recently, and even though they are not wearable, that laser engraving seals the deal. What I'm afraid of if they do retro it, because this is actually laser etched into the shoe, not like a print. What I'm afraid they're gonna do is they're just gonna release them with a print, not an actual laser etched, which is gonna be kind of a it wouldn't be kind of, it would be a disappointment. Like you're telling me I waited 20 plus years for you guys to drop like a garbage version of a shoe that was so like top of the line, like in terms of quality. Like it doesn't make sense. And if this shoe has to stay in the vault, I would be perfectly fine with it because I don't want Jordan Brand ruining the quality of the shoe and like tainting the image of it. Because man, these shoes right here, these two are some of the I keep repeating it, but like they're some of the nicest quality Jordans I've ever like got to like hold in hand. Like I'm not gonna put them on obviously because you put these on, they're gonna crumble. And these are like the white pair is like $600 brand new. The black pair is like $1,000 brand new. So don't want to mess with that. The next, I have a lot of I have a lot of fours here, but this is another one, another rig. I would say this is a niche, kind of a niche colorway, depending on like who you ask. The Jordan 4 Sand from specifically the 2006 pair because there's a 2017 kind of like I'm not gonna call it a retro, kind of just like a weird like release because it was only made available in youth sizing for some reason. Like like this is the one I was talking about, the linen only available in youth. Doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? Considering this was a women's release. But I've owned a pair of these. I enjoyed them thoroughly, but I think it's time for them to retro them for real, because this shoe would be amazing in like the summertime or like the fall time, early fall. This would be an amazing colorway to have in your collection. So I guess I would honestly move this one up up here too, because I'm biased. Even though I've had a pair of these, I would love another one or like an updated shape version because the shape that this had, it made it look so like long. Like it looked like a size bigger than what it actually was, which kind of annoyed me. But the shoe just looked so good with the colorway, regardless. I was like, whatever, I'll live with it. So last but not least, ironically enough, I'm working on a pair right now for myself for my personal collection, and I would not mind if these retroed. Jordan 7 Pacific Blue. Very, very underrated colorway of the sevens. Sevens are underrated in general, but this is a super underrated colorway. It's very simple. It has the bright blues and oranges, but they're not like too bright, like neon bright. It's definitely a nice colorway to have, like that you can wear during the spring, summer, and you can rock these whenever during those seasons. And I think you could get away with it, and you get a lot of compliments on these. The likeliness of them retroing though, probably I could literally just leave the tab right there. No, not gonna happen. So if I was to keep these, like I was to put them in order, like an actual order, not like a biased order. Um, put the sixes first, the Mist Blue second, the Columbia's third, um, the Harbor Blues fourth, The lasers at the bottom, along with the sevens. The eights would be bottom three, the sands, and then the Moors you can interchange them. And let me just pull up the Jordan 14 Columbia again. The Columbia, I think they should be around there. Yeah, but Jesus. Um, yeah, I think these are like the order of the likeness of them releasing from starting from the sport blue sixes down. So this is like a pipe dream. This one I can definitely see them dropping in like the next 3 years. Like these top four, I could see them dropping in the next 4 years. These bottom four, uh, hopefully, maybe, but I don't believe so. But other than that, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and have a good rest of your day whenever you're watching this.